If you have reached this point, listening, reflecting, staying, then you are no longer at the beginning of your journey. You are already standing in a place of transformation. There comes a moment when you stop choosing based on passing emotions and begin becoming the structure itself. You no longer chase elevated states. You no longer seek validation. You no longer feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Instead, something deeper takes form. A quiet stillness, a grounded presence, a stability that no longer forces anything. It simply exists. Because at this point, you no longer attract what you desire. You have attracted what you have become. There is no more contradiction between you and life. This is true transformation. It is not about doing more. It is not about speaking more. It is about being. You reach a place where you no longer need to explain yourself. You no longer need to prove. You no longer need to convince. You simply live from what you already are. And this is not an idea. It is a way of existing, natural, effortless, real. Many believe they are transforming, but they are only repeating. In the morning, they touch the version they want to be. By night, they return to doubt. They wait for confirmation. They search for signs. But this is not transformation. It is a mask placed over fear. Reality does not respond to what you occasionally feel. It responds to what you consistently are. Transformation happens when you become so settled within yourself that you no longer contradict who you are. Not perfect, not overly confident, just still. Like a deeply rooted tree, not because it tries to resist the storm, but because its roots are too grounded to be moved. And here, something sacred becomes clear. The kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. You stop searching outside because you have discovered the source within. When you reach this space, life begins to reorganize without effort. You no longer try to control outcomes because they are no longer the goal. What matters now is who you are within, to accept yourself, to love yourself, to remain in truth. And if there is light within you, without lack, without fear, without the need to prove, then nothing needs to be forced, because what you are begins to express itself naturally. And in that state lies true power. You are no longer someone waiting for the result. You become the result. You know you have reached this point when you stop searching. You are not empty. You are at peace. You no longer say it will come. You live as if it already is. And what is most surprising, it does not feel new. It feels like returning to something that has always been within you. You begin to speak less. You stop explaining yourself. You no longer seek approval. You act from certainty. You stop asking for permission, not from people, not from life, not from the world, because you already are in that reality. And then life begins to respond. People react differently. Things come more easily, without force, without pressure. But the greatest shift happens within you. That is where peace settles. That is where clarity lives. And from there, you begin to create, not through effort, but through being. Transformation is not about perfection. It is about stability. Your thoughts, your words, your actions, they begin to align naturally, not through control, but through harmony. Because truth, once lived, no longer needs to be explained. From this place, action becomes natural. You no longer act from fear or need, but from clarity. And so you do less, yet receive more. Not because you found a shortcut, but because you became the source. You are no longer attracting. You have become. You are the magnet, and reality follows.